Let's go, Bowie.
What episode number?
52.
Which one?
52.
3.
God damn it! I said 53 last week, right?
Yeah, you're always one off.
I didn't make the cut.
Oh, do you work? Oh, are you the director for Skywind? Yeah, we appreciate it.
Busy doing that instead of finishing their fucking mod.
Like 20 episodes later and still mad.
Oh, badass. Let's go, boys.
Fuck yeah. Episode 53. Back on it. We got some shit to talk about. I found some things that you might find interesting. And then I also,
I know you want to talk about Halo, boy.
I mean, I'm down to talk about Halo. But another thing I want to talk about is, I don't know if you've seen more news coming out about Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision.
I saw he resigned.
Dude, it's not looking good. It's getting worse. But we'll talk about that, and then just because I know you love hearing about it, and it's also been interesting. There was a couple things with our not necessarily, well, one's bad, one's good, but a couple things with our favorite purple streaming website.
Oh, you want to talk about your precious Twitchy witchy woo woo?
It's honestly not so much about Twitch as it is.
Twitchy Twitch.
It's not so much Twitch as it is an app that a lot of streamers use, and then a feature that they rolled out that got a really interesting response from people, which when I get to that, you'll probably really like it, because I already know you're not a big fan of Twitch culture.
Twitch culture is the fucking worst, man.
All right, well then
it's two-faced, it's fake, it's superficial. Everything about Twitch is pretty much fake.
All right, well, do you want to jump into that since you already seem ready to go?
The only things I'll highlight that I want to cover, obviously, the new Battlefield is out with horrendous reviews, so we'll cover that. Obviously, Halo Infinite multiplayer beta is out. You'll notice I keyed in on beta is out. Other than that, Kevin and I did end up purchasing that game we talked about last cast, Barotrauma.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we mentioned that last one. Yeah, it's fun.
Right, and we have a very cool Forewarned story to share. Just since I know we may have mentioned Forewarned high level, it's very similar to Phasmophobia, which we've talked about many times in previous casts, but set in ancient Egypt with mummies and stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty sick, and then I know exactly what story you're talking about.
Oh, now you want to tell me about your precious Twitchy witchy woo boo?
Dude, you love Twitch.
All right, says the guy who's got billions of hours on Twitch.
I mean, yeah. So anyway, well the first thing I'll start off on the easier note, but there's an app. It's called Streamlabs, and they have a lot of tools. Nice. They have a lot of tools that streamers use. But in the past, they've been known for copying what other tools, websites, hardwares, and stuff do, and just kind of rebranding it as their own. They've done it with Elgato. They copied their Stream Deck. They did it with Streamlabs OBS, and it started. So OBS is a platform, like the program that you use to stream. Streamlabs has a version called Streamlabs OBS, and for the longest time, everyone was like, "Oh, Streamlabs partnered with OBS. That's why their name slapped on it." No, Streamlabs took OBS, which is an open source program, made some modifications to it, slapped their name on it, and then tried to file a trademark on it. And OBS was like, hey, we told them it's a free open source platform. We don't want to work with them. And Streamlabs was like, okay, well, fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway. And then, so people saw that and were getting angry. And then there's another service called Lightstream. And essentially, Lightstream lets you stream from your console, but still use overlays like webcam and all the graphics and stuff like that. Twitch or Streamlabs made their own similar thing to that and literally copy and pasted their website word for word down to the reviews, the layout, the text, everything. And then they were like, oh, sorry, this was our mistake. It was just a placeholder. And it's like, that implicates you even more, because it's like you were using their shit as a go by and a reference to copy off of. So people were just like, you've been doing this for years, fuck you. And and their apology was just like, we've reached out to talk to them. Thank you. And it's like, dude, sick apology, man.
Yeah, that doesn't sound as something I would term as very legitimate.
Yeah, like I watched a YouTuber who's big into like the streaming stuff, and he's like, it's not technically illegal what they did, but it is very, very scummy and frowned upon. But the other thing that I thought was really funny, so on Twitch, there's like affiliates and partners. Affiliates are like, you get your sub button, get some emotes, make a little bit of money. Partners are the high level streamers who have a contract with Twitch. They get more perks, more revenue. They're able to like create teams in Twitch, do squad streams, all of this crazy shit. And they also get more emote slots. Well, Twitch rolled out an announcement and they're like, hey, affiliates get 5 more emote slots because affiliates don't get many. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, this is a win for everyone. So I opened the thread on Twitter and it was just nothing but Twitch partners being like, what's the difference between being a partner and affiliate now? My partnership is meaningless now. And it's like, okay, hold up. Like, you're under a contract. You're making more revenue. You've got like 50 more opportunities to do all sorts of shit. But some people getting 5 new emotes all of a sudden ruins your legitimacy. I was like, y'all are... so going back to the Twitch culture, it's like, y'all are a bunch of entitled assholes. Like, y'all already are your partners. You make a living off streaming. Like, God forbid, like, people like me who just do it for shits and giggles get, oh, no, we get 5 extra emote slots. Everything's ruined. And it's like... it was really interesting. I thought you'd appreciate that.
Honestly, I'm having to temper my response because this is
you are
fucking stupid.
I'm going to see if I can even find some of the responses just to read them off to you, because it was it was so fucking bad, man. Like, I'd never...
my precious Twitchy.
The twitchy witchy poo-poo? Oh, God.
It's like, again, I know I was texting Kevin about it today, about how, we're not that far off. I know the Zuck Sock has mentioned metaverse.
Oh, the metaverse?
Yeah, we're not that far off on the metaverse. I would say 5-10 years before you have like a, not real world quality, but you've got like, a previous gen quote unquote graphic style of, metaverse. And anyways, my point being is that these Twitch people, these streamers are all going to like be in the metaverse. And dude, I'm just going to go beat the fuck out of them.
I know that you've mentioned that so many times, especially when we play like competitive games, that you're just like, I wish that we were in the metaverse, so after this game was over, I could just fight them in the lobby.
Well, I mean, again, it's the internet of like, oh, I'm so tough, I can say whatever the hell I want and not have to deal with it. Like, and like all these Twitch people thinking that they're so big time, and like if you treat me like a piece of shit in the metaverse, like I'm gonna beat your ass in the metaverse. You know what I mean? Like, that's my point. I'm not going to, like, hunt people down, but I'm just going to be like, look, if you act like a piece of shit to me, I'm going to fuck you up in the metaverse.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was really crazy that people getting 5 emote slots was causing such a negative reaction from people who can make a living off this. Literally, from what the gist of what the comments were saying was, because affiliates are getting 5 extra emote slots, their partnership is null and void, and they're on the exact same playing ground as every affiliate. And it's like, no.
That's the definition of dice.
Dice. Hell yeah.
I can't wait for the metaverse.
Did you love Facebook? Zucky Wucky.
Oh, my sweet suck.
He's just going to be sitting there in the lizard avatar, just...
Oh, my sweet sug.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's talk about let's cover give us the overview of the Halo Infinite beta, and then as a point of reference, I have downloaded it. I have played probably about an hour, and so after Kevin gives his thoughts, I will share mine.
Yeah, so I've played like a handful of ranked matches, regular big team, all that stuff. Did you stream it on Twitch? I did stream it.
You did stream.
It feels like
powerful streamer.
It feels like Halo 5, It feels like Halo 5, which kind of sucks in terms of like the way the game feels, but other than that, I'm having a net positive time. There are still like some janky like hit detection. I've had a couple screen stutters like every now and again, like no crashes, but I think you even crashed when you were playing, or that might have been our friend. But it's been playing relatively smooth for me. I like it. It's very bare bones what we're given, and I think they're using the term beta to justify giving a very bare bones experience currently. So I'm curious to see on, December 8th when the game comes out, multiplayer better be heavily, heavily expanded upon, because we have 3 game modes and that's about it. And only 7 maps, and they said there were 27 maps at launch. So it's like, all right, let's see if y'all can make good on this.
So here's my hot take. As somebody I've always enjoyed Halo multiplayer, Halo campaigns, and I've always been more of a campaign guy or co-op guy, more so than multiplayer, except for, I guess that was Halo 3. That was prime peak Halo, was Halo 3 Online.
Yeah.
Everybody was all about that. That was fun. The multi-team, rocket race, all the stupid games. Those were always fun. The 4 teams, or it was like 5 teams of 2. That was always fun.
Multi-team. That's my favorite mode.
So anyways, I digress. My initial impression of Infinite is that it's visually lackluster, as in it does not look like a next-gen game. But what it does have is it's pretty smooth. And one thing I do like about it is gunplay feels pretty good. And vehicles are a little wonky right now.
Oh, yeah, vehicles are so weird.
Trying to attribute that to the beta. There's definitely some bugs with it still. You can be getting shot literally right next to you on the side, and you literally can't hear the gun. So
that actually, I remember you were complaining about that, and I was playing yesterday, and there were a couple instances where, I was getting shot from the side, and it's like I didn't even register it until about like the second or third shot, and I was like, wait, what the hell? And by that point, I was dead. It's like, nice.
Right, so they need to fix that. But the biggest positive that I'll give Infinite is that they took a very simplistic approach to multiplayer, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
By that I mean this is a throwback arena style multiplayer. I mean and this is a good and a bad thing depending on my mood whenever I'm in that moment gaming. There's very minimal team strategy, quote unquote. It's you spawn, you grab guns, and you run out there, and everybody just shoots and beats the living hell out of each other.
Yeah, they definitely did call back to what made Halo, I think, really well. Especially looking at Halo 5, their last game. Looking at Halo 5 and Infinite, it's graphically they may look the same, but they play entirely different.
Right. And again, I don't mean to be a graphics hoa, but this is a AAA title.
I'm about to say it's Microsoft's flagship game.
It's a AAA title. It's a flagship title of, let's be honest, it's a flagship title of the fucking company, not even the console. The company, Microsoft.
Even when Xbox had their 20th year anniversary thing on Monday, and a lot of like I said, it's 20-year anniversary of Xbox as a whole, and the presentation and show was 80% Halo, because it's it is Microsoft, it is Xbox, is Halo. Granted, we've got Forza, it had other good exclusive games, but it's if you go up to anyone in the world and you're just what game is on Xbox, the first thing they're going to say is Halo.
They're going to say Halo, exactly. So,
or if they're cultured, they'll say KOTOR.
Nice. Ultimately, I really liked the way the gameplay felt, but they gotta dice. As I stutter there, dice. What they really need to beef up though are the graphics. I'm sorry, for a game like this, it can't look. I shouldn't have trouble discerning Halo 5 from Halo Infinite. That's just not acceptable.
Out of curiosity, did you happen to see what your settings were set to?
I had everything. It automatically came in on Ultra.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say, so for those unaware, it's you're running a 3080 with a 2K ultra wide, so if there's anyone who can bitch about graphics, it's you, because you've got the setup to be hey, this shit better look good.
Well, even beyond that, it's just, it's the flagship title. I should be able, it's like when I was complaining about Mass Effect all this cast ago with this new anniversary or whatever they want to call it edition, where they didn't do anything at all, but repackaged it and people love it for some stupid ass reason. So fucking stupid, man. I'm so sick of this shit. If you're gonna remaster something, fucking remaster it.
So there's the other thing too, and I don't know if you've played it or seen screenshots or videos, but it's we're saying Halo is a flagship game. It needs to look the best. I don't know if you've seen Forza Horizon 5, but good God, does that game look good?
What, like, better? It's the whole entire game's based around the cars.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like this isn't even Microsoft's flagship game, and this is like photorealistic, like graphics and lighting and ray tracing and everything. And then it's like, how come Forza can have this and Halo can't? Granted, I know like cars are grounded in realism, so it's like I get that they're like, hey, we have a reference, but you know.
Nope, I agree. I'm optimistic about Halo. But, I mean, they have a lot of work to do in less than a month to do it. And, I mean, let's not shit ourselves here. They're not going to overhaul the graphics engine in 2 weeks.
Okay, you want me to throw a wrench in Halo for you for a second?
Okay.
I saw that it was rumored that multiplayer or campaign co-op won't be coming until after May 2022. Which, nice.
Nice. Like, all right, I'm done talking about this shit-ass game. I'm done.
I knew that would immediately get you because you were like, I like the Halo campaigns. I like co-oping. And it's like, hey, well, I guess we're going to have to wait 6 months to do that.
Yeah, I'm out. A piece of shit.
That's so stupid. I don't understand how you could launch Halo without co-op. I'm sorry. That's stupid as fuck. I don't code video games, but I feel like that should be... If you can have 8 people playing online at once, you should be able to have 2 people playing campaign at once. I don't know. Am I stupid?
I'm done talking about it.
Want to talk about Barrow Trauma?
Yeah, I know we gave it a high-level explanation last week. But, it's a really cool 2D game, but, like, it really captures the environment, which, as if you've heard any podcast, I'm very big on. I want the theme to be there. I want the environment to be right.
You want, like, good immersion.
Yeah, I want to be immersed and transported to this little universe that I'm in.
And for people who may have played it, why am I saying for people? It's not like anyone listens. You compared this game to the board game. I already forgot what the game was called.
Captain Sonar.
Captain Sonar, yeah. So,
really cool game. Just it's a surprising amount of people can play together online too. It's like up to 16.
Is it? Yeah, I think 16 people can play at once, which is insane. And like we did a couple games privately first to like understand it. And we played with like bots and we were giving them orders. But then when we joined a lobby that had like 10 people in it already, and everyone's like, oh, like the commander's like calling out. He's like, oh, hey, like we're moving. Like we have, monsters coming in from here. Like someone man the guns. Like, hey, a leak's here. So it's like everyone just running around this sub, like doing all this shit. It was really cool. And then me and Spencer were the security guards.
Don't forget when your Dingleberry friend fired like the nuclear torpedo at point blank at the sub. Nice.
Yeah, there was like a big monster thing. I thought I was on the regular gun, and it was like attacking our sub, so I just shot, not realizing I shot a nuke at something touching the ship, so I pretty much doomed the entire submarine. Like, even the commander's like, what the fuck happened? Like, who set off a nuke? And like, everyone's like trying to repair everything.
Like, the reactor of the sub shut down, and we just started sinking. All the lights were out. The sub was filling with water.
Dude, what about the time whenever we were getting swarmed by monsters, and I decided to exit the sub and go fight them?
Nice. Yes, exits the submarine, goes out of the submarine, gets just slaughtered by monsters.
It's a really fun game. I don't know why, if it's meant to be humorous or whatever, but the animation in it is really janky and funny.
Right. I mean, I enjoy it. It's cheap. We got it for like $7.
Oh, it's so worth $7. I'm down to play more of it with like a group of people, and I have some friends who play, or we'll just play online. The community was surprisingly like welcoming and not toxic. Like we were like, hey, this is our first game, like what do we do? And like 3 people are like, oh, this is your role, you need to do this and this. And it's like, okay, thanks for like actually helping me, instead of being like, oh, you fucking idiot. Fuck yeah. And dude, what about when you snuck on the bridge?
Yeah, so we were about to get off, so I just stormed the bridge with a shotgun and gunned down the captain.
And then it kicked him, and then I was standing in there too, and someone walks in there and like, what the hell happened? And someone else is like, someone snuck on the bridge and killed the captain. It's like, dude, it was pretty blatant. There wasn't any sneaking.
There was no sneaking. But so far, it's just one of those, unique games. Glad we got
Super
it.
Unique.
Glad to play more of it. Looking forward to getting more into it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Fuck yeah.
So let's talk about a certain very large release that came out.
Which one might that be?
Battlefield.
Dude, I heard that game's getting a lot of positive reviews.
So right now it's on Steam with about 19,000 reviews, mostly negative. No, and I'm not saying like the reviews are mostly negative. I'm saying that the summary is in bold red and says mostly negative.
What is it like? What is the actual percentage rating out of curiosity? Because if you hover over it, doesn't it say like 20% of people don't like or like this game or something?
Let me try. My Steam store is actually messing up. You may have to try. See if you can.
That's why I was asking you, because my Steam store is fucking up. All right, Steam's having problems.
Steam's having a server issue right now. Then
nice, dude. Maybe it's because of Battlefield.
It could be. There could be a lot of people like trying to request refunds. Anyways, I didn't play the beta. This is the exact kind of game that I wanted to wait until it comes out and is cleaned up a little bit. I knew it was going to be rough, but not this rough.
Part of me, it's like, I don't want to say knew it, but it's like Battlefields have had a track record of just always coming out broken as shit. So it's like, I don't want to say I was complacent being like, oh, this one's going to come out broken too, but it's like, yeah, this one's getting demolished in reviews.
Right. It really is. It's kind of sad. I was hoping for, not a perfect launch, because that's just not going to happen in the modern era, because game developers are shitty and they complain all the time, demand more money for the game, have better technology than ever before, but can't seem to get a fucking game out on time. Meanwhile, you have Super Mario 64, like one of the biggest games, for the time, with all these diverse levels, all on this tiny little cartridge. No bug. I mean, yes, bugs, but no patches, none of this shit. It's frustrating.
It is kind of crazy looking at like older games, how like when they made it, it was done. Like you couldn't send an update and be like, oh, hey, sorry, we messed up, we'll fix it. That like these old games had shit ass hardware and had one chance to do it right, and they did. And nowadays it's like, I literally can't remember the last time a game has launched without a problem.
Right. I mean, it's not fair that developers still take a full paycheck for the game, and then knowing that they can just release something that's incomplete with a get out of jail free card of, oh, I'm gonna patch it.
Yeah.
How about you just fucking do it right, kid?
Like the kid thrown in there. I could imagine that being like a like a fucking, like you talking to like an actual like developer. Hey, get the game right, kid. He's just sitting there like, okay.
I mean, he needs to get it right, my man, or she needs to get it right. They need to get it right.
Hell yeah. Dude, you know who's also getting it right?
Blizzard.
Dude. So, for those unaware, we've talked about it, screw it. Blizzard's done a lot of shit they've messed up on. And so, I'm pulling this article from Bloomberg by Jason Schreier.
What'd you pull?
God, my mic just peaked on that. I could see it on the track. But it's an article from Bloomberg by Jason Schreier, and it said, Activision's board is full of CEOs' old friends. And so the reason I clicked this one is because, like you said, you're like, they're calling for his resignation. Like Bobby Kotick, the CEO, they're being like, hey, it came out that you've been knowing about this shit going on for years and haven't done anything about it. Like, you need to step down. And then the board is like, nah, we're still supporting him. And I was like, reading through this article, and it's, 5 people who are on the board have been with Activision for years, and it helped, like, when Bobby Kotick had gone through other shit, or there were other instances in the past where Activision fucked up. So a lot of, from what it sounded like this article, is that it's like, going back to that one where we were talking about, he's saying the board of directors, remember, he would cut his salary until the board of directors said shit got better. And it's like, looking at this, it's like, okay, well, if they're his friends and have like kind of been covering his ass all this time, it's like, are they really gonna wait until it's like better, or is it Bobby just gonna be like, hey, what's up, buddy? He's gonna get my money back, nah, and then they just give it to him. So I just thought that was interesting. Like I said, it's Activision's just been getting worse and worse to read about.
That's so stupid, man. Like the whole point of the board of directors is to be a power check on the executives.
Yeah, that's what I thought from what you described last time. That's why when I was reading this, I was like, wait, this doesn't sound right from what you said.
And this is me projecting, but that's so stupid that this stuff has been known for years and he hasn't fixed it. I'll be honest, executives at that level, they don't do much each day except talk.
That's what I kind of felt like. I'm like, at that point, like, what is your actual culture? Yeah. So I'm reading also too, like just in this article, because I guess Bloomberg does a lot of stuff. It's like apparently this year Activision stock has dropped about 32%.
Damn. Okay, this is not. Again, I don't own any Activision stock, but this might be a buy-in.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I don't have any stock either, but yeah, it says shares are hovering around $63. Which
Damn.
I mean, honestly, if Activision like gets their shit together, yeah, maybe it is the time to buy, because if they make Bobby kick the bucket, stocks are gonna go right back up, because everyone's gonna be all right now. He's out now.
Interesting.
But yeah, like I said, it didn't seem like there was that system of checks and balances in place that we described last time. If it's just a bunch of bros being bros on the board of directors, like nice,
right?
Did that $62,000 salary just still hanging? Like, yeah, he's like, oh, I'm taking a pay cut, and then like his friends are like, don't worry, we'll still like buy all your shit or whatever if you need it. Nice.
He didn't make the cut.
Dude, this is going to be probably the longest running trend on the podcast is he didn't make the cut.
That was so fucking stupid, man. I can't get over that.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to that episode again. I can remember
it just
you getting
me.
Yeah. I know we're pushing the 30-minute mark, and I know you mentioned that you wanted to talk about Forewarned a little bit, unless there was anything else you had on your mind.
Yeah, I'll just share, now that it's getting colder outside, the sun goes down so much earlier, it's been more difficult for me to exercise. So you probably know where this is going. I hooked the PSVR back up, and I played it this week. And I got to say, man, even some of these older games, that's next gen.
Like PSVR games or just PlayStation games? Okay.
PSVR games, man. By PSVR, I mean VR. But
what games do you mean, I guess? Like, what were you playing that's giving you this reaction?
Crisis Vergade, VRgade 2, obviously Beat Saber is actually a pretty good workout. There's this football game I really like to play. There's a golf game that's really fun. And at some point, I want to replay through Farpoint.
Dude. Just fucking doing nothing but stretching your body.
But that's all I'm going to say, man, is I know I've said it in the past, that like when I played Cyberpunk and I compared it to, and that was way back like last October, November. Can't believe it's been a fucking year, man. But yeah, just playing the PSVR.
Cyberpunk came out a year ago?
Yeah, it just feels more next gen than any of these 2D, any of these 3D, flat games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I don't know how to describe it other than in those simple terms. And it was really nice to put the PSVR back on. I'll be honest.
Speaking of Cyberpunk, just because it reminded me of CD Projekt Red, any update on the Witcher ray tracing update?
Yeah, they pushed it to I think March of 22.
Nice. Wasn't it already pushed back once before?
Yeah, it was supposed to be summer 21, then Q4 21, and now it's Q1 22, late Q1 22.
I mean, at least it sounds like they're learning from Cyberpunk, so cool.
I'd hope so, man. But yeah, you want to close out with just telling the one listener about Forewarned?
So Forewarned, if you've played Phasmophobia, just think Egyptian Phasmophobia. You're finding evidence. You're trying to open the tomb of the specific. I think there's like 4 or 5 named mummies. You're trying to figure out which one it is. Open their tomb, grab the shit, and get out. And we kind of had no idea what we're doing. We were learning, but we were playing one game, and I don't remember how you died. I just remember you died. I think you got killed by a trap. And so whenever you die, you can come back as like an ally to the people remaining, or like an enemy to them. You came back as a mummy, and I burned you, I think, because I was like, oh shit, a mummy. And you're like, no, that's me. And at that point, it was too late. So I was like, okay, well, he'll just come back later. And so I was like walking around the tomb, and then I see like Spencer like comes around a corner and is like walking at me. I'm like, oh hey, you're back. And we were in Discord, and he was like, that's not me. And I was like, huh? Like, he's like, I'm still dead. And then we remembered that there's one of the mummies will camouflage itself as one of the hunters and stalk you and kill you. So I just started like running. I'm like, oh shit. And like, I just see Spencer's like character model just sprinting after me. And then like it fucking grabbed me and it's like this 3-headed mummy thing. It was actually pretty scary, but it was so badass. I feel like that with like 4 people, like if someone dies like off on their own and then that comes around and just starts mogging people could be sick.
Yeah. So, I mean, the good news about it was, we've had the game for probably a few months and we've kind of slept on it, but especially after that experience, we want to keep playing it. So I'm excited to maybe even play it tonight after a few beers.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm definitely excited to play that because that was awesome. That was terrifying.
The character's shitty sprint after you.
Dude, I was like, because it was slowly walking at me and I was like, oh, I'll just run and get away from it. And it's like, no, it matched my pace and kept coming after me. And it's like, holy shit, man. Dude, what about, before we get off, what about Valorant?
You're banned.
Yeah, so we got back on Valorant after not playing it for like so many months, and then typical Valorant fashion, we had some shit-ass Smurf on our team who was talking shit. So, of course, I'm talking shit back to him, and after a while, he's just like, hey, everyone on the team report this guy. And sure enough, they all do it, and I'm just like, I don't care, like, I'm not a pussy, like, I'm not going to report you. And then after that game, it's like, you've been banned for 350 hours, which is 2 weeks, and it's like, dude, nice.
After not playing for like 8 months.
Yeah, like Riot can afford to like be banning like its last remaining breath of players. My $87 skin pack. I saw people actually trying to justify that on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, but the skins look really nice and the animations are well done."
Not worth $80.
But I'm like, it's just the same skin. Like whenever you buy the packs, it's the same skin and animation slapped on 5 different guns. It's not like each one's unique and does something different. It's just copy and paste. But yeah, people, they do so much work and it's highly detailed and high quality. It's like,
it's really not highly detailed at all, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at Valorant. That's not a highly detailed game, especially like those especially like those green screen ones that like the image is static in it, but if your gun moves around, like it doesn't. It's so stupid. $87. Actually, I think those ones were like $110.
Nice.
Fuck Riot, dude. I'll be back in 2 weeks, so I'm going for the permaban at this point.
I'm in for the permaban.
Hell yeah. All right, well, so this has been episode 53. This cast fucking sucks.
It's not great for like the 3 people that download it.
Hey, for the 3 people that download it, y'all are G's listening to this.
I know we got to give Red NATO a shout out. I know he does download it, I think weekly, and text me.
Yeah, I know my Scott and Brandon also download it and listen to it, so hell yeah.
We have 3 fans.
You were right. You said 3. We have it. Easy. All right, well, I said episode 53.
That's not us.
That is us. Anyway, yeah. I'm K-Stu, and I'm smiling big, nah.
Are you smiling?
Hell yeah.
You didn't make the cut.
You didn't make the boogers.
You didn't make the boogers.
We'll explain that next time. Boogers.
Yeah, fuck this cast. Let's get the fuck out of here.